Alright, we are going to talk about the CC jab angle, otherwise known as the Renth angle. The reason we call it the Renth angle is because Renth, a great Ganondorf, was the grandfather of the usage of a lot of these techs, and I'm going to show you the usage today. So, the most important thing to note is on your controller, you want to make sure that that top left number is going to be under 0.7. And then you're going to be able to do this jab cancel. On default controllers, this should just work. All you should have to do is click your controller to the diagonal of any side, and you should be able to do this. I have a fob, so I can change my numbers a little bit. Alright, so we're going to look at Fox, and we're going to look at his frame advantage, and how quickly he can act out of certain moves. So the most important one that we're going to be looking at is Nair. If he gets a low strong hit Nair, he has -3 on block. So that essentially means 3 frames have to pass and then he can do something. Luckily jab comes out frame 3. So if you're frame perfect, you will always be able to do this, but the timing changes depending on whether it's a strong or a weak hit. If it's a weak hit, you can pretty much act instantaneously. You get a lot of time. If it's a strong hit, then the timing is really strict and it's kind of delayed a little bit. The important things to note here are that when he does a strong hit, it's going to be a slightly louder sound. When it's a weak hit, it's going to be slightly, lighter in volume. You'll be able to hear it like this. That was a strong hit, and that's a weak hit. So the weak hit is almost instantaneous. The strong hit is frame perfect, and it's very hard to do. I would recommend getting in here and practicing this and seeing if you can hit this about 10 times in a row with the different variations coming up, because whenever he's close to you, he can mix those up. But you can see I can act super early on these weak hits. Alright, so that was a strong hit. And those are the kind of hits that make it really frame tight. Worst case scenario, you're gonna clank with shine, right? That's if you're maybe a frame late. This is a really good option. The reason that this is a good option is because if the Fox is nairing and he aims to L cancel his nair because he intends to follow up with a shine, he is effectively locked out of his tech window. He can no longer tech when he gets hit by this move. That's important because at 38%, this move begins to knock Fox down. So all you have to do is pay attention to what his percentage is at. If he is above 38%, I just look for 40 typically, you will get a free follow-up where he misses his tech. We can do this by having him miss his tech and setting his percentage to 38%. This is an important combo to grind. This can net you so many stocks for free. This is such a good tech for this matchup and the Falco matchup. Realistically, you're probably going to catch him at around 50%. Make sure that you check out all the percentages and find your maximum. Make sure to always do this out of a crouch as well, because you're going to be getting it out of the crouch cancel. Other important things to note about the Renth angle are that if you are holding the angle, this is true for just crouching, if you hit Z, you're going to do a jab. But if you hit jump cancel grab, you'll get your grab out. Another way to do this, if you want to, is just to press up on the C stick and grab. The reason up on the C stick is nice is because you can also hold down ASDI, then you have more options available to you. Another key thing to note is that if you're throwing out aerials and you go into the Renth angle and you're crouching, you can actually press the B button and you'll get 2 different options depending on how soon you press the B button. So if you press it immediately, you're going to get a reverse Gerudo dragon. You're gonna get a Gerudo dragon behind you. But if you wait a little bit, then you're gonna get your down B that goes in front of you. You can use this crouch cancel technology to do a lot of things and call out a lot of different scenarios. It's definitely a really important part of your kit, and it can honestly shut down foxes and falcos who are not familiar with this option that you have. It shuts down a lot of their kit, and it really forces them to think about their approaches. Anyways, I guess I'll see you out there on the streets of Ganon.